Hello, my name is Mark Baker Sanchez. I'm 26. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. I am the founder, editor-in-chief, and design director of Gem the Magazine, and I'm also the senior visual designer for Gym Group. It's a really big one to think about because then I'm also wondering, I wonder where I would be in 20 years. I would love to see more people such as myself holding positions of power. I would love to see more Black women serving as the editors of major publications. I would love to see just more people of color, queer people of color as well, having found themselves in these spaces that we were intentionally cut off from. Spaces that we weren't really allowed to be in, but also spaces that weren't built to include people like us, or where what we had to say or our voice, our background wasn't considered. I would also love to see the environment in a much better place. The global environment, the environment in this country, in the US, I feel like there has been so much potential. There's been a lot of potential for a very long time to help things to get better. There's been a lot of research that has been done over the past few decades. There just hasn't been the kind of action that we need to see actually being taken to make things better. I would like to see that as well. You know, just something I'm gonna throw out there. I feel like fashion is changing too. I feel like we are headed in a direction that it's more playful. There's more experimentation being done. I honestly think that perhaps we're gonna see men wearing heels again. I do. I really think that we're gonna see a huge decolonization of fashion going on and of style going on, and I feel like we're gonna see people who are coming into themselves or have come into themselves a lot more confidently in a way that is a lot more assured, where they don't feel like they have to limit themselves in terms of what they wear. I think that in 20 years' time, we're gonna see a lot more people of color who are going to either be running these high fashion brands or fashion houses, or are going to also be having their own brands, their own names, also out there in the scene, participating in all of the major fashion weeks, or even in the couture shows in Paris. I feel like with the last one I said a lot of hope, and it's because I am hopeful for it. I have seen a lot of change myself. I've been a part of a lot of change myself, and it does require work. It's not something that happens overnight. What I'm hopeful for is that people will be a lot more accepting of themselves. And I say themselves because I feel like when you are more accepting of who you are as a person, with what you enjoy, you know your boundaries, you know your priorities, you have come to a place where you give yourself grace even when you make a mistake. That in turn allows you to give that to other people too. Because you come to a place where you have released yourself from all of these societal expectations that, to be honest, are not ours. None of us asked for some of these standards or constructs. Those were put upon us. We were raised with that. I feel like people already now are starting to reject a lot of those things and are starting to be more confident in just owning what it is that they like, and everything else that was, taught to them before. It's not that they reject everything, it's just that they're allowing themselves to be more of themselves. And so I'm hoping that in 20 years from now, people are a lot more in tune with themselves, and also that things such as therapy or mental health are just so normalized that it's hopefully just not hard for someone, or as hard for someone to, ask for help or seek the help that they not only need, but that they deserve to have for, the healing that they truly do deserve to have in their life. Think about that one, because I have thoughts. In 20 years, I worry that a lot of the work that has been done by civil rights activists, by environmental activists, human rights advocates, people who are working in journalism to try to bring awareness to really difficult issues that have been swept under the rug or aren't getting the spotlight that they need, so that people can learn from these things. What I'm worried about is that we will continue to see forces of power that will keep those efforts at bay, that will continually come in and see the work that is being done, and will make every single effort to take us 20 steps back, as far back as they can take us, or they can just keep us. Unfortunately, we have been seeing quite a bit of that, especially with this last presidency. What I'm hoping is that that doesn't happen again. And I also am not going to sit here and say that I don't think that there won't still be figures who will be putting in that effort, because there will be. There always will be. With that worry, though, I have hope that there's always going to be people that are going to stand up and that are going to put in every effort of theirs to advance and help progress us, no matter who tries to come in and take us back. What would utopia look like? In 20 years, utopia could look like heaven. Utopia could look like paradise for whoever believes in those things. I feel like utopia could also look like equal access to wealth, to generational wealth. It could look like people who have not had an opportunity to generate generational wealth for themselves or for their family. It could look like people having opportunities to actually own things in their families, such as a house or a business, having something tangible that they're able to pass down to their children and their children's children and their children, and so on and so forth. I'm hoping that in 20 years, utopia can look like everyone having equity, true equity, not something that is tokenistic or something that is based off of agenda or propaganda, something where people genuinely care about each other and care about those who are less fortunate than them. And honestly, helping to bring other people to rise with you too. And I know that that takes someone else wanting to put in their effort. And I think that is a layered topic, that's a layered subject. And I feel like we gotta continue to put in the work to uplift and encourage and empower other people so that they learn that they can do that and that they can have that and that they deserve it. And that, they have the ability to be a homeowner, be a car owner, business owner, all those kinds of things. And just live a wonderful life.